Hello. Initiate crunch.exe. Splip, blip, blip, bloop, 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 bleep.
Where's the... This was not here 2 seconds ago.
It was there 2 seconds ago.
No, it wasn't.
It's been there. It was not there yesterday. It was there today. Good evening. Morning. Good morning. I don't know what time it is. Good morning, everyone. Grandchildren all around the world. It's time to sit. Grab your granola. Grab your cereal. Grab a sponge. Spoon. I was really close.
No.
Not in utility, but in spelling. And let's do it. I don't have any pain.
You're just cold.
I was just very cold. I was just very cold because I was where the cold was, and the cold got me, and I got really cold. So I put on this warm neck to assist with that. And now I'm better. Is everyone good? Is everyone good?
This room is not insulated. It is cold.
This room gets cold. Jam asking the good questions. Are you good? Flipping it around like a mirror. I'm good. I'm good. I worked a little bit yesterday, last night, on some things. And I'm feeling pretty good about it. So, I did release some videos early in the morning as a result. There's reasons for all of this. This all makes sense. Trust me. There's a reason that this happened. And it's far more multifaceted than you may think.
Chaz is doubtful.
Chaz, don't you remember what happened? Who was the guy in the Bible? Thomas? Doubting Thomas. Something about the crow. I don't remember exactly, but don't be that guy, Chaz. You just need to trust, because I will explain everything. I can tell you all about it. First, let's read alerts. Let's read some alerts, and then I'll tell you what happened and how everything is getting good because of it. That face has like 7 underscores for a mouth. It's just a big mouth. 13 months from Laney Bears. Merry Crunchmas, y'all. Thank you, Laney. We got 100 bits from Gamer Girl 2108. Thank you, Gamer Girl. 12 months. That is a year. More clapping. To Leah L. Pritchett. 1 whole year. Wow. You guys are so amazing with your content and personality smile. I love your art. And Steven, you always make me laugh. I hope y'all have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Cannot wait to see what y'all do in 2020. I also...
People are pointing out it's Peter in your story, not Thomas.
It's Thomas. It's definitely Thomas.
I don't know.
Well, I do, and it's Thomas, and anyone who says Peter's wrong. Although, maybe I might be mixing them. Like, taking 2 disciples and being like, you are now Thomas.
Thomas.
Leah, I'm all on that because 2020 going to be a good year. I've got good feelings about it. 15 months from Satsy. I finally lost the fight with the TV stand I've been trying to build for weeks. Have you had any furniture you've had a hard time building? So hard you had to give up? Yeah. We decided to give up on a kitchen table before it ended in divorce. We had been married for like a month. And it was like, well, it's either going to be this kitchen table or our marriage. So we returned the kitchen table to Walmart. That thing, we built it. We assembled it.
It was the chairs we gave up on.
We returned it to Walmart assembled.
No,
didn't we?
Didn't. We tried to get it back down and couldn't get it in the box and brought it back and we're like, well, sorry.
Oh, okay, so it was just kind of like sticking out of the box and we're just like, it's impossible.
Yeah. Well, we had gone to IKEA and got a lot of stuff, but we didn't get a table at our first apartment. And then your parents came up the next weekend and they were like, let's get you a table. So we went to Walmart and we were like, okay, we'll get this one. And then it was so hard to put together. Like, the Walmart brand table was awful. So we returned it and then we took them to IKEA for the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I'm not going to say that there's no furniture that you can buy from Walmart. That would be untrue. There's something you could buy. What's that brand?
Mainstays?
Mainstays. There are some stuff from Mainstays you could get away with. Piece of fuzz. Table and chairs ain't one of them.
We've never had trouble putting IKEA stuff together. But that's what they do.
Yeah.
We'll get better work. That's IKEA's thing.
That's the point of IKEA. We got 150 bits from Origami Gamer. Thank you. 6 months, double plus from Jackie K. Heck yeah! Made it in time for the crunch. Got some time off to burn, so I'm in for another breakfast stream. Almost missed it because I have a bit. I had a big hearty breakfast I prepared while I watch. Well, Jackie, thank you for being here. We actually just opened your package.
Yeah.
Because yesterday is the word that most people would use for that. We did mail. And we're actually all caught up on mail. So October mail is done.
And then I went to sleep.
Yeah, we did the mail videos at a reasonable amount of time. Mm-hmm. And then that was when second phase
of yesterday happened.
Mallory went to bed.
Uh-huh.
And
because she's responsible.
I had something. Listen. I saw where things were going, and I saw that there was going to be
a divergence if you didn't fix it.
Yeah, there was problems happening, and I was like, if I don't fix this, I'm going to lose a day. I'm gonna lose time. And I was like, this is stupid. I need to fix this.
We actually don't have any mail not opened in our house right now.
Yeah.
Because we haven't gone to the post office to get anything from December.
Yes. We haven't received anything that was postmarked in December. Everything that was postmarked October and November, we did. So literally all of the mail that we've received from everyone is opened, which is wild.
Yeah, but there's nothing in the dining room.
For the first time since we moved in, we can see the dining room table. I knew it was under there. Turns out, I was right. 6 months also from Tenda Kraut. Double plus. Thank you, Tenda. 3 months, single plus from Elrickson. Yay, 3 months. There's a lot of ways you can pronounce that. It'll probably change every time. 6 months, 11 total from Armored Frog. I've got my sponge ready. You're prepared, Joel. Because your oatmeal and your cereal could get a little messy.
You need a sponge to clean it up?
Yeah. Tsunami Kitten asks, how's the new mouse? It's great. It's great. I released a vlog.
Actually, you have another one. Well, you don't. You bought another one.
You shouldn't say that, because that's super cryptic and sounds like mine broke.
No.
That's not what happened. Mao also got a new mouse. That's a whole separate story. But yeah, that mouse is good. Do I like the look of it? No. Do I like mine better, do I like the shape of it? Not really. But I did get used
sharp.
to it. Yeah.
The front?
Mallory, you know what sharp is? Gamers are sharp. Because they gotta be sharp shooters with sniper rifles. Which is why there's a dedicated button for shifting the DPI.
You know what my favorite mouse was? that I ever had in my life. They actually sell it at Office Depot. I should have just made you buy me that one. Carly has it. And this was a mouse we had when we were, like, in high school.
Is it dumb? Is it big?
Oh, you hate it.
Is it like one of those things where it's like a trackpad, but you got to use your hand?
No. It's basically an upside-down mouse, and the roller ball is on top. It's a Logitech, and it has this giant red roller ball on top.
And use your thumb.
No, you use, like, your pointer finger and you click.
It sounds terrible. That sounds really awful.
It was great. Carly and I loved it.
When I think of mice that I would rather fall down the stairs again over, it's that. That's the one. Anyway, mouse is good.
Oh, like, wait, I can't lose that recipe.
You gotta get, like, used to it because it is sharp. I don't know why it's sharp. They didn't think about comfort first. They were like, it should be have edges like gamers because they're edgy. And also,
this is what it looked like.
What? Trackman.
That's what it looked like.
How many buttons does it have?
Well, when I had it, it had 2, but now it has 4.
I do not want to use that mouse. A mouse have to have like 10 buttons. Because every button is supposed to do
mod channel
multiple things.
For Brandon.
You're getting me off track so badly.
Or whoever.
I was just trying to talk about my mouse, and you keep bringing up your other mouse from 20 years ago. When you first plug in I'll get back to alerts in a second. This is important. When you first plug in the mouse, it's like a Christmas tree. It goes through every color of the rainbow forever. And you got to install the special Please Don't Be a Christmas Tree software to get that to stop. But once you do that, it's usable. I don't want it to be a Christmas tree. And like the other one had a light, like the other one was red, so it was kind of nice because I at least got to choose the color this time. And I was like, okay, be green. But don't flash and don't turn into another color. Just be green. Yeah. And it was like, okay, I can do that. And I was like, cool, great. And it's like, would you like me to be a different color depending on the app you're using? And I'm like, no. Because the light is under where my giant hand sits. I won't see the light. Also, I don't need the light on the mouse to tell me what app I'm using.
I can see that.
I know what app I'm using.
Is yours green?
I have it set to green.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
I'm almost embarrassed I spent that much time on it, but while I was in there turning off the rainbow seizure effect, I was like, I might as well just set it to a color. It was a thing.
Mine's set to like indigo.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Mal got one. Did I mention that?
Yeah.
Satsy says it's set to Stephen Green. Correct. Correct. Actually, I think I put in the hex value for it, and it didn't represent it well.
Yeah.
Like the appearance on screen versus the appearance coming out of the mouse was not the same, so I tweaked it a little bit. But essentially, yeah, it looks the same to the eye. God, I'm off track. Space Mix and Music gifted a sub to Sponge. Putting Sponge at 1 month for now. One thing I've noticed over the past year is that sometimes I will say a ridiculous thing and then someone will get a gift sub and I'll be like, why do they have 3 months? Have I done this before? And the answer is yes. Nemo from the Hills resubscribes for 5 months and says, good work on the vlogs, but make sure you get sleep. That is a goal for everyone in world Earth. And I will achieve that. I promise. 6 months from Sorry D-Pain. Half a year with my morning grandparents. Toast, beans, toast, beans, toast. Beans. Chaz loves to be in World Earth. World Earth is my favorite amusement park in Orlando. 14 months from Jennifer Jack. Hi, Stephen and Mal. I've been with Breakfast Stream since day 1. It took me a while to figure out how to sub. Thanks and keep it up. Love you too. Jennifer, thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for sticking with us through the ups and the downs. And like the left and the right. We'll just apply 3D space. 14 months from Harold of Exius. I'm working from home today, so I get to eat toast with breakfast stream for the first time in far too long. Remember to eat, Stephen. I'm on it, Harold.
I'm just letting you talk to see what you say. Because, like, I don't know what you're going to say this morning. You're all over the place.
Doubtful?
Doubtful. No.
I think I've been fairly
You told
good.
people to grab their sponges when you meant spoons.
Mallory.
Yeah.
That is like a misclick of the mouth. Like a mouth what do they call that? When you say something but you messed it up. That's all that is. A mouth typo. That's it. Thank you, Jay. That's not it, actually. But it's a mouth typo. It's fine. Slip of the tongue. Or, I really like mouth typo. That's pretty good, too. 100 bits from GamerGirl2108, and also 100 bits from AA Samurai. Thank you both. Thank you for contributing to toast. Oh, Mal's please don't put a jelly on my jelly. That's not a jelly. That's, what do they call those? Squish. It's a candy. It's a squish candy. Gummy? Gummy. I looked at the time and I'm like, is breakfast stream over? Nope. I'm good. 6 months from Samus 2008. Double plus. Thank you, Samus. 14 months from Miss Raymoose. No message. Just 14 months. I appreciate it, Rachel. 13 months. Things are moving too fast. 13 months from Wizard Grad Student. Oh, dang, 13 months. How exciting. It is. That is one more than a year. 13 months also from Sirius Kano. No message. I squeezed my butt when I did that. And my right cheek spasmed. Because I haven't squeezed my butt like that ever, maybe? I don't know. I used it to get a lift, like to get up higher. Is everyone doing good? 9 months from Marty Griff 1980, triple plus. Thank you, Marty.
No one can help you.
100 bits from Agers 10. Thank you, Agers. And 300 bits from Squid Baconer. Steven, you sound so loopy. You either need 12 hours of sleep or 12 cups of coffee. Both of those seem like excess. Both of those would be too much. I read the alerts. Let me tell you what happened. With a small burp. And maybe tell you, because you don't, I don't know if you know. Do you know? Did I tell you what happened? Why I had to stay up and do stuff?
I know.
Let me explain. It's slightly complicated. I will make it as simple as possible. Yesterday.
Kitties are playing with the pickle.
There's a pickle in mail. Yesterday, I was working on figuring out all the things that needed to be done because 2 days ago I recorded Morning Mario. Good there. Yesterday, the goal was to do mail. Did it. Good there. But I have been running out of space. And you might be saying, Steven, you were working on data migration and you finished a huge chunk, 2001 to 2015. Why are you still running out of space? About that. So, and this is the part that's a little complicated, but I'm going to try and simplify as much as possible. Also, while running with brain cells that are kind of like doing their own thing.
Yeah.
I work from the MacBook. The MacBook is the primary thing that I use to do my work every single day. It's what I do all of the editing on. There are 2 drives involved with that primarily. There's an OS drive, which is 1 terabyte, and there is a storage drive, a traditional hard drive, that is 4 terabytes. Those 5 terabytes are how I work. That's just how I get stuff done. Got that 5 terabytes? Let's put that over here for now. The Windows PC has got, I mean, it's got a lot of stuff in it, but amongst the things it's got in it, it's got 12 terabytes of additional storage. Now, the Windows 12 terabytes is what gets backed up to the Backblaze cloud server, right? So the goal in doing all of my data migration stuff to put stuff on hard drives, which is a separate thing, is to ultimately clear up the MacBook, because that's what I need to do. I need to clear up that space. But I had to start by working on this 12 terabyte chunk. That was the most important thing because that was where all the stuff was. I figured I'd clear up this space and it's safely backed up with redundancy. We'll be good. And then I can get rid of this 12 terabyte, move that 5 terabyte down here, and then ta-da, 5 terabytes.
You can work.
It'd be great. But I ran into a problem. While I did clear up all that space, I mean, not all of it, but like a multitude of space, like 8 terabytes of stuff, which didn't reflect exactly to 8 terabytes on the drive because some of it was from disks, but whatever. 5, 6 terabytes, right? Cleared that up off of that 12 terabyte Windows thing. The problem is, when I finished getting it onto the drives, deleted it, I was in the process of moving stuff from the MacBook to the Windows computer when, on a whim, I was like, I'm going to check the Backblaze website. I'm just going to check it, just to make sure that the stuff is backed up. Some of it wasn't. Some of it wasn't backed up. And it caused a bit of a panic because I was like, oh my God, some of this stuff has not been backed up in like a year. And that was bad because there was no other redundancy. If anything had happened to the Windows computer during any of that time, there would have been not a lot of stuff lost, but sizable stuff lost. Like vlogs have been gone. There's been a few things that would have been gone. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to Backblaze in all of that time. It looked as if maybe what was going on was that I was dumping a lot of stuff onto the computer, and it was going through directories, and it saw that the file existed because it was in the process of being transferred. It existed as 0 kilobytes. So Backblaze was like, oh, yep, got that one, check. Even though the file from the MacBook had never finished transferring in the first place. So like that 0 kilobytes would have eventually been like multiple gigs, but it never got it. Anyway, this had happened multiple times over the course of the last year and a half. And I had never known. And that is why I realized that I could not just take stuff from the MacBook, put it onto the Windows computer, delete it off the MacBook, and trust the Windows computer was backing up to Backblaze, because I knew I was losing redundancy. And that has caused me to, for one, freak out a little bit, but even though I backed up all the stuff up to 2015, it's basically been the fire under my butt to say, you have got to finish this project. You have to, because you can't trust the Windows computer / Backblaze right now, and you need to just get things onto drives yourself so it's
Can you
safe.
Reset it so Backblaze starts over?
You'd think that.
Okay.
The way that I've been tricking Backblaze into doing it is by moving things, because it's looking for a very particular file structure.
Uh-huh.
So I've been taking the chunks of logs that never got backed up and then making a new folder in the same directory and moving them into it, because then Backblaze is like, what's this? What's this? I don't know. Better back it up. So that's been my problem. And the reason this all comes together into why did Stephen stay up late yesterday is because Stephen still has so many things to do. Stephen's been churning out vlogs for one, but Stephen also needs to record BioShock Infinite. Stephen doesn't have room to do a lot of these things, and Stephen needs to make room by getting those backups onto physical hard drives instead of trusting the PC and Backblaze to do it, so he can then have room to actually make these projects. That's what's been happening. Sorry, that was my story. But that explains why I did that. Because I had to get everything set up. I'm going to have to let things copy from one drive to another for redundancy. And like very soon, this will all just be done, and it'll be great because I will get all of that space back. But learning that some of the backplay stuff was not actually there was like, it was a very potent wake-up call. It was like, oh.
This could be bad.
Yes. So that would happen. So that's why I stayed up to try and do my best or get as close to possible as finishing the second part of the migration onto 10 terabyte drive and go from there. Also, we do have some pretty like finalized numbers on a wide range of stuff. So like everything that we've ever made up until 2018 is like 18 terabytes. That's a pretty finalized number. I don't yet know what 2019 looks like. But from like the start of time to the end of 2018, and of course there's like there's some vlogs that are missing in 2018, so that might increase it by a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's about 18 terabytes. Yeah. So there you go. The question really now is, how much space will 2019 take up? And the answer is, like, comparatively, a lot. It's not like it'll be 2 terabytes or something. It's going to be it's going to be a lot. I'm guessing 5 or possibly even 6. Which, when you compare it to like 18 from
everything else
from multiple years, that's a lot. But that's just how things have been going. Anyway, with that long, crazy story told, I hope that folks will forgive me. Staying up is not a good thing, and it's not something I like to do, but I felt kind of in a corner because my options were not good.
So now you can record BioShock tonight or tomorrow?
Probably tomorrow, because I have to have sleep to do that.
Yeah.
But the idea is that I did this migration, and when I finally, and I got more migration stuff to do, but when I finally go to sleep and it copies all the stuff over, I should hopefully actually get that space back. So tomorrow is probably when I'll do the recording for Infinite, and I will have a great deal of space back. Yeah. But it made more sense to stay up and get this part done than to go to bed, wake up, and get started on that now. And the reason there's all these vlogs is because I was like, well, I'm up moving data anyway. I might as well just edit.
You can't do anything besides watch it.
Basically.
Did you do these?
No.
Okay.
Please ask me those sorts of things after.
Okay.
If you don't mind. 500 bits from ToasterWolf99. Hey, grandparents. I am late, so may I ask what is around Steven's neck? And secondly, I got a weighted blanket and sleeping mask, also weighted. So I'm actually sleeping well and waking up at a good time without an alarm. I am very happy. I've heard really good things about weighted blankets. So that's exciting. This I don't need.
Is it cold now?
I can take this off. This is because I was up working and we keep the house really cold and I wanted Mal to be able to sleep. I kept the air down, and I was very cold upstairs.
And it's gotten cold out, because we had a cold front come through yesterday.
I was a little chilled.
This room gets cold.
So I had socks on, and I had
your hoodie.
A hoodie on, and that helped. But I was a little chilly. But I survived.
Renee says, and a cat?
At one point, I let the cats in because I got cold enough, and I was like, I need a cat on my lap. And they came in, and they were like, we're going to be really bad. And I'm like, get out. Just get out. But they tried. They tried.
they tried.
They tried. We just did mail, and because of that, there's still some stuff around. And Kepler's like, this is awesome. I'm going to bite everything. And I'm like, please don't do that. And he's like, I'm going to do it. I moved him physically away from it. He's like, It's been 5 seconds and I forgot what I was doing. Oh, hey, the thing! I'm gonna bite that. Yeah. But hey, It's fine.
It's fine.
I got through it. 7 months from Galactic Remix, which is a good username. I like that. 300 bits from Andrew in the kitchen. Hi, Stephen and Mal. Have a half day today, so able to join breakfast stream for the first time in a long time. Just wanted to see, loving all the work going into the, just wanted to say, loving all the work going into the vlogs. Now I'm in a weird position where I'm behind on vlogs. Happy Thursday. Yeah, I apologize to everyone who was doing a pretty good job of keeping up with our releases, and then suddenly I was like, you know what would make this better?
4 vlogs at 4 a.m.
It's like big old gallon jug, and I'm like, vlogs! And everyone's like, stop, we're drowning! And I'm like, vlogs! Vlogs! Sorry. But we are catching up, and that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling. For a long time, I've had this very awful feeling on my chest of like, you've got to catch up. And my brain kept saying, listen, Heart, you can do it. You got to get through China, but then you can do it. And that's what I'm doing now. So
that's what you're gonna do.
That's what I'm gonna do. And we'll see what happens. And hopefully, when the smoke clears and we go back to 1 a day because we're caught up, then everyone who had drowned will swim to the top and be like, oh, okay, now things are good. It's fine. It's fine.
The yellow Pikmin emoji.
Yeah, that's a lot of people right now. A lot of people are yellow Pikmin-ing right now, and I apologize. But also...
You're whistling at them.
But, like, I'm gonna keep doing it. So, you know, it's one of those things like, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna stop. I've got to do it for me. And everyone will just, you know...
And then you'll be caught up.
Yeah. And then I'll be caught up. The Pikmin are scrolling past very quickly, but someone had asked if there will be vlogs later. Let's say maybe. Hopefully, but like, are there some right now this second to release? No. But maybe. But it's also a lunch bunch day, so we'll see what happens.
And we have to go over to your parents. Maybe.
Yeah. Brandon says, stay tuned, 4 a.m. audience. That I promise I will not be doing again. Promise I won't be doing that again. If it's any consolation, I will be doing my absolute best to make sure that from here for the rest of 2019, I don't have to do that, because it's not... I'm too old. I am. And that's not even like part of the grandpa bit. That's just like, oh God, I can't... It was so easy in college. It was so easy. I'm like, I just stayed up for 2 days. And now I'm like, oh God, what have I done? It's fine. That's why they invented coffee. Speaking of coffee, bean time. People have been asking for the beans since the very beginning. Now you can have the beans. Beans. Patreon.com/StephenGeorge from Malmix. Thank you so much for choosing to support us on those platforms. We appreciate it. It's nice to have a reliable source of income. And that's what Patreon has been for us for many years, and we thank you. Especially with the, let's call it hustle and bustle, because it's the Christmas season of YouTube and all of their fun changes. I shudder when I think of it. Also, this is, tangent, small tangent. YouTube sucks. There's been a lot of issues recently, and I don't know what's going on. There's stuff every few months. But recently, there's an issue, and I'm getting it from a lot of people, that some vlogs for some users in some countries on some devices just don't work. You'll be watching a video, and like halfway through, it'll be like, error, and it just stops working. And then
that reminds me.
And then people send me a message, and they're like, "This isn't working," and I'm like, so the only thing that I can do is I can attempt to reprocess a video. It takes like a day and a half to 2 days. So I do want people to let me know, because I can at least do that, and it takes a while, but it'll work. In the meantime, if you run into that error and you're like, but I have to see Mal's Pie video, just use a different device. From my experiences talking with people, it seems that it generally seems to happen on mobile, and that you can fix it by using desktop. So if you're watching on a mobile device, iPad, iPhone, Android, whatever, and it stops playing halfway through, just be like, hold that thought and go to your computer and finish the video there. But then also let me know, and I will reprocess it and hope it'll fix it. YouTube's been a mess. Been a big old mess. Big old mess. And I thought maybe it had something to do with the fact that I refuse to use YouTube Studio, and I only use YouTube Classic. So I took like a day or two, and I was like, all right, YouTube, I'm going to play your stupid little game, and I'm going to do things through Studio. And I did, and then one or two of those videos also, people were like, it's broken. And I'm like, cool, all right. Has nothing to do with any of this. 4-month resub from Annoying Gamer 12. Man, next month, I'm going to be 18. Congratulations.
Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday. That's exciting. 18 is an exciting time in your life because that's the number that everyone tells you you're an adult. And then you turn that number and you don't feel any different, but you feel the weight of that number. And I think that's the thing that's very compelling. It's like, I don't feel any different, but I know of what's expected of me now. And that's just it's a really like weird mind game. 11 months from Seesaw24. Happy 11 months, grandparents. Hope you two stay warm during this cold season. Doing my best. I
guess we'll see how this house does with heating all winter.
Well, we saw how it did with the heat in the summer.
Yeah, it did pretty good.
Well,
up here is another story.
Yeah, this is where I live.
This isn't insulated. This can't be insulated with how much it gets affected up here.
I would be surprised if it was insulated.
Yeah.
Very surprised. Very surprised. Sapphire Becca says, I've been an adult for 7 years, but I still feel like a child. I think that's just a part of being human, actually.
Last time we voted, the ladies didn't believe Stephen was old enough to vote.
And I was like, this is my second election. Third election. Second election. How many elections?
I think you were 20. I think it might have been...
Second election. Third election. Yeah. Because it was, Obama, Trump. That's 3.
Yeah. That's how many would have been since you turned voting
and
age.
I could vote for the... Yeah. So, that's the third time. That was my third election. It took me like 5 minutes to figure what number out that was, but I got there. Darn it. 300 bits from Jam, who says, thanks for the vlogs at 4 a.m. actually. I was up making/editing 16,000 words of writing and have a literal war with how Microsoft Word decides to format pastes. Madness.
Stephen has...
I've got battle stories.
With word processing.
With word processing.
Yeah.
I'm not a word processing guy, but there's been times in my life I've been asked to do it, and it's like, it's a nightmare. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, why can't you be Photoshop? Why can't I do my word processing in Photoshop? Looking forward to seeing how many brain cells are left before we get to butts, and hope you enjoyed the November gift, no spoilers. And yes, YouTube sucks. I used it for the heck of it and a stream achievement, and it was maddening just to upload a test video, so you have my deepest sympathies. It's interesting. It's always, and like, I think of most of the people that I know that are fellow creators, that I'm usually the most sympathetic towards YouTube, and I'm usually the person that, like, everyone's super complaining, and I'm like, well, let's just stay focused. And this is the first time where I've been like, actually, no, I hate it.
See, I haven't had a problem with the new one. With Studio.
You haven't had a problem with the fact that half of the features don't exist?
I feel like I'm only missing one thing that I have to go back into Classic to do. And I don't always have to do it.
Like, playlists don't even work.
Yeah, but...
But who uses playlists? I mean, for what it's worth, Mallory, and this is no offense to you at all, it's just we use the site differently. You upload...
far less content.
one time lapse and one painting, and then a training video in the middle of the month. You upload 3 videos a month. I upload 3 videos a day.
I know.
It's a very different experience. Yeah. There's also there's a cap on YouTube Studio Beta. Or did they reapply it to Classic or something? They changed the cap on the amount of videos you can upload. Because I hit it the other day. It's like, sir, you can't upload more than 12 videos at once. And I'm like, why? Why? That never used to be a thing. There were times I'd upload when things were good and I could upload that far ahead. I would upload 2 weeks worth of stuff. 12 videos is 4 days. I mean, probably not for most people, but for me, it's like 4 days. Like, I'm trying to upload Monday through Friday. Just let me do it. And it's like, sir, I need to stop you there. I need you to get these up and then start a new one. I'm like, okay, whatever. Anyway, Jam. Thank you for the bits. 15 months from Auxame. Hi, grandparents. Have a great day and holidays. Life is busy, but I'm glad to stop in and say hi when I can. I can relate. I can relate to the busyness. Auxame, thank you. And I hope that your holidays are wonderful as well. 6 months from Luna Boy OW. Howdy, George family. I'll be joining you both in the 30s Club this Saturday and celebrating it overseas. Thanks for being such inspirations and a joy to watch. Much love from an Australian in the Philippines watching 2 Americans eating breakfast. That last sentence just makes me love the internet. I love technology. I hate that.
The hiccups.
I hate your hiccups. But I love technology, and I love that that is a thing. That we can produce a breakfast show here in the States for an Australian in the Philippines. Congrats and double plus. 4 months from the Master Sword 97. Finished with school, now I can watch breakfast. That's why you finish school. Maybe not like explicitly, but you know, one of the many reasons, I guess. 300 bits from Tachi Gamer 96. I turned 23 today, but it's so cold outside, so going places in the world, -20 Fahrenheit is a wind chill. That's disgusting. It's not going to happen. I'm going to order a burger to reward myself. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. -20 Fahrenheit is crazy. What? You can't go outside.
Yes, you can.
In -20?
You can go outside.
You'll die.
Not immediately.
You can stand in the fire. You can't stand in the fire. You can stand in the fire. No, you'll die. Not immediately.
-20 is where you start getting, like, concerned about being outside.
50 degrees is where I'm concerned about being outside. And once you get down below 32, I'm like, I shouldn't be here. This is for like squirrels and rabbits and stuff. This is where I gotta go back inside. God forbid the numbers disappear. If you hit 0, something has gone terribly wrong.
The day you flew in to visit me, that first Christmas, it was -40 with wind chill, Steven. They almost canceled your flight, it was that cold.
And I didn't stand outside. I got straight into the airport. I mean, this all sounds terrible. Absolutely terrible. And I will tell you one thing. I'll have no part of it. I still got a little toast. 400 bits from Andrew in the kitchen. Well, I just set off the smoke alarm for making toast. Extra crunchy, I suppose. That reminds me.
We gotta change a battery.
I was upstairs working. I went downstairs to wake up Mal. And as I was walking downstairs, I heard a chirp. And I was like, because I'm a little wired, so I was like... And then, I go get Mal up. She's already up. And I said, did you hear the chirp? And she says, yeah, it's been chirping for like an hour. And I was like, oh no. She's like, do you know where it came from? I said, no. She's like, will you find out?
And you
I was
said
like,
no.
And I said no. Because I got to go upstairs and set up the stream. And she goes, okay. So she gets out of the bed. From that time to the time she got out of bed, the chirp stopped. So she
It'll
walks.
come back.
So she walks to the other side of the house, and there's just no chirp. And she's like, I have no idea what room it's coming from. And I was like,
it could be 4 different ones.
That's a lot.
Because there's 2 in the bedroom. And then there's 1 in the hallway, and then there's 1 in the studio. So it could be any of those 4.
Goodness. Anyway.
There was also someone shooting guns off this morning at 6.
That happens a lot.
I know.
That might be concerning for some people. But,
yes,
you
for
know,
me, who didn't grow up around anything like that.
Yeah, that's real normal.
This was
You
like
hear gunshots a lot, and you're just like...
This was more like a hunting gunshots, because they were pretty... Or someone, like, shooting guns in their backyard for fun. Which also happens.
Gwendolyn says, I don't like that. For what it's worth, I also don't like that, but, like... You know, you grow up with it, and you just get used to it. There's a lot of times growing up we heard guns, and, like... You know, sometimes you're like, oh, it's hunting, and then...
It's duck season.
You know, and then sometimes it takes place at night, and you're like, yeah, no. You just hear multiple shots. Bang, 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 bang. And then just nothing, and you're like, it's fine.
Penguin Frog said a gator. Actually, we learned recently about our old place, the pond in the back.
Mm-hmm.
That there's a gator in there.
We heard that.
We did hear that.
I don't know that I believe that.
We never saw it.
We lived there for almost 3 years and we didn't see a gator in
and
there.
they like to sun themselves, like, because they're
Yeah, they come up
reptiles,
on the banks.
and we never saw it. So I'm like,
I don't know. And, you know, maybe there was.
Yeah.
And certainly, like, you can see gators just around.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I feel like I would have seen one, but...
Yeah, and it's not that big of a pond.
Someone would have, like, mentioned it, because there's, like...
Well, didn't someone mention it to your parents, and that's how they found out and told us?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's very easy for, like, a neighbor to be like, I saw a gator!
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Shut up. We lived there for 3 years. We didn't see one.
Yeah.
300 bits from Jam, which is interesting you mentioned looking young. I have been reviewing the last couple of years of vlogs since the 10th anniversary, and I am convinced Stephen is a Highlander, or has a portrait that ages for him stored away. It's actually kind of eerie. What's your secret, Stephen? It's the crunchy toast, isn't it? No one can know about my crunchy toast. That's how I look the same. Actually, it's a fun fact. I've joked about it for a long time. The profile picture that I use on social media with it's from college, with the Earthbound picture in the background. That's before the vlog. Like that was a month or 2 before the vlog got started, so it's over 10 years old. And I'm like, I really need to make a new picture. And people are always telling me it's like that still looks like you. And I'm like, oh, that's convenient. But I do need to change that. It's time. I don't have anything like, you know, good to change it to. It's also really hard when you use the same picture for like a decade. You're like, oh man, I gotta pick a new one. It's gonna be really hard. Sephiroth says, wait, it's that old? Yeah, I used an image from a video I had made for the Starman.net 2009 Halloween Fun Fest in, I guess, October 2009. That video is somewhere on the internet. It's probably not very good. I'm better at making videos. Who would have thought? In 10 years I would have got better at making videos, but, Chaz. Oh boy, Fun Fest. Yeah, I hosted the Fun Fest, the Halloween 2009 Fun Fest. And I hosted another one, too.
Was it... It must have been Holidays 2009 then. 6, 7...
Maybe it was something else I was doing.
No, it was 2008 where I came in second.
I don't know. There was, they're not on my channel. They would be on, like, if I guess Starman.net has a YouTube account, and that's where they are. But I don't know. But my profile picture was taken from that. Because I edited it. And I was like, oh, I
like
should.
this.
I was like, oh, this looks nice. The Earthbound poster's in the background. Never changes it ever again. But one day. One day I will. Oh yeah, I'm Xfist. Yeah. That changed. Got rid of that name. But for a long time, you know, and also that's how the community knew who I was. So.
Yeah.
It made sense at the time. And now, that would be a very weird thing. Actually, someone called me Xmas on Twitter the other day.
You felt weird.
Yeah, I was like, it's been many years since I've heard this name. Who would change their poorly chosen username? Yeah, Chaz.
Yeah, Chaz.
Who would do that? I can come up with like 15 different reasons why someone should pick a new name. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, you
Brandon, that's not even the ones we're thinking of.
Well, that one was the easiest one to play off of. Anyway.
Coffee!
Anyway, coffee.
I know people were asking about Sagan when we first started breakfast stream this morning.
Yeah, Sagan is good. Sagan's okay. And
you want to call him? Or should I go get him?
You know what? I think people can just trust that he's
him. I want to hold him.
Sagan, you want to come upstairs? Here, bud. That's the call.
He was chasing Kepler around this morning.
We'll see. Yeah, and people will see in the following vlog.
Yeah.
It's just in that batch of 4, the one that the 4 ends on is Sagan is not okay. So now people have to worry, but he's okay. He's all right. And we still don't know why he got sick, but the trick to fixing him up was to not let him eat for a bit so his stomach would settle, and then just very gradually introduce food back to him. And he wasn't really happy about that because he was hungry, but I was like,
you shouldn't eat too much.
So we just slowly gave it to him over the course of like a day, and he got better. So, but why it happened? Still no idea. Still no clue. Maybe one day we'll find out. Or maybe we won't. I hope we don't, because I don't want it to happen to him again. 300 bits from Jam, who says, you mentioned last stream that you might watch State of Play or the Indie World video. Did you get a chance to do that, or at least hear about the games on the slate? I'm excited for Resident Evil 3, Skatebird, and Axiom Verge 2. I'd love to see you try the first Axiom Verge. I think you have it on PS Vita. I think I have Axiom Verge. Is that the game on Wii U? Yeah. Yeah, it was the only limited run title on Wii U, and I do have it on Wii U. We watched State of Play, and I read a bulleted list of the indie world. And then I watched the trailer for Skatebird, because there's a lot of people on Twitter like, Skatebird! And I was like, Skatebird. And I was like, okay, that's cute. State of Play looks really good. I watched State of Play primarily because I'm very interested in Dreams. The game, not like the concept. And if you don't know about Dreams, it's the next project from Media Molecule. It's basically an entire game creation suite. It's like if someone was sitting around and was talking to their friend and was like, you want to make a game? And the person said, yeah. And the other guy's like, should we use Unity? And the other person's like, no, why don't we build the entire game on our PS4? And that's my only problem with it, is like, the level of detail that can go into the games is so bizarre, like it's so extreme, that at that point I'm like, should you just maybe use Unity or something? Like, does that make more sense here? Instead of like, because you could make an entire game. And I'm like, I don't know that you should. But, you know, I don't know, I'm so excited about it. I would like to pick it up and just do some community levels and see what people do with it. But again, it's so detailed and so advanced that, you know, at some point, don't do it in Dreams. Like, do it in Unity and sell it. It seems like a better option. Anyway, otherwise things look good. Resident Evil 3, I never played the original because I was not a Resident Evil person. Resident Evil 3 looks good, and the multiplayer thing, what was it called? Survival?
I don't remember. I really wasn't paying attention.
The multiplayer thing looked good. It kind of looked like Resident Evil's take on Left 4 Dead. Resistance. Thank you. That was neat. You were, like, on your phone.
Yeah.
Well, you missed it. Missed it. 300 bits from Gold Mage, who says, for a complete topic change, if you guys started playing D&D regularly on Stephen and Friends, I know logistically you won't, what would you choose for race/class combos, assuming neither of you were the DM? I mean, last time I played as a character, I was a monk. And I was a...
Aarakocra?
Yeah. Aarakocra. The bird.
The bird.
Bird monk. I really like monks.
I like druids.
I just think it's fun. You would play a druid again, too.
I would.
And I would probably play a monk again. And I wouldn't have to be a bird, but I would probably be something weird. Like, if I wasn't a bird, I would be like, there's a race I saw, and it's probably a little old now, but I saw it in the 5th format that was officially posted by Wizards, and I think it was like a turtle. And I was like, I would do that, I would be literally a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Like, sign me up. Raphael, let's do it. I don't know, it's more fun for me to be something strange and different. Because, like, from a DM standpoint, that changes how you treat the players a little bit, too. You know, when everyone's humanoid, things are going to be different than if there's a character or two that's like, oh, you know, also one of the people in our group is a frickin' bird. And it's like, okay, well, how is that going to change things? So that's why I like it. Sister Wolf says, I played a cat person monk with the focus on speed. They had the ability to nearly break the sound barrier in one turn if they used all speed ups. See, that sort of thing's fun. And I'm not in it to win it. I don't care about winning D&D. I just want to do weird stuff. So, Brandon says, it's okay, I'm friends with a bird. Shout out to everyone that's watched the Midas Tree. I hope you enjoyed all 30 hours of it. It's really fresh on my mind because in the Data Migration, that was done in 2016, so I just did that. I just moved it over. I had a really hard time finding 2 of the 3 videos for that, and I had to search for them, but I found them. Jam says, how many gigs? Those are actually really small. Those are really, really small. And I think it's because we streamed them at like 720p, and the frame rate is like, I don't know, butts.
There's Cappy.
Like, it's not even the number. Like, when it asks you to type in your frame rate, I just wrote butts and hit return, and that's what it did. So it's not particularly good. These days, the streams look better, and I've got a focus on quality, and that the file sizes have definitely increased as a result. Hi, bud.
Come on, Cappy.
Come here.
Come on, Cappy.
Come on, Cap.
There you go.
Good boy. Welcome. Oh, he's a good kitty. Where you going, though?
Sniffing the plate with...
Sniffing the plate. You good? You gonna lay on me? Almost assuredly? Probably.
Yep. Yep.
There he goes.
Yep. And he's asleep.
I mean...
Cappy just asleep.
He does.
And he'll turn his head upside down.
He'll need... Yeah, and within 30 seconds, he'll probably be conked out. He just... He loves
Cappy.
that. That's his whole thing. That's his whole thing. Now, Mal.
No.
At the beginning, you said that you were excited to see what I would say, but I would say that about halfway through...
The coffee hit?
Well, I was just, I got my second wind, and I feel like I leveled out. That the beginning might have been like, whoa, Steven, yikes. But then I normal person again. So.
Normal person again.
I think so. I think so. Satsy bringing up the sponge. Let's not talk about the cereal sponge. Let's leave that part out so I seem more normal. Leave the cereal sponge out of this. Next time we have cereal, I'm gonna serve it with a sponge. Be like, oh, that's in case things get messy. Also, you're expected to eat with the sponge. It's a brand new sponge. I wouldn't give anyone a gross sponge.
Ooh.
You could eat anything with a brand new sponge. Maybe not anything, but like there's some things that you could do. What is normal? Anyway, I've had a interesting evening, but I got some stuff done. I want everyone to know that there are 4 vlogs out. The mouse one's really good. So, like, if you're only going to watch one, like, if you pulled it up and you're like, Steven did 4, I got time for 1. The mouse one's really good.
Yeah.
I'd watch the mouse one. It's a eulogy. Watch the eulogy. Otherwise, what's today? Thursday?
It's Thursday.
So, the DDR Mix episode of Extra Life is out today. So if you were like, oh, it's so funny that they sang, well, guess what? Now we pull the camera back and dance on the pads because life is crazy. And then, you know, other than that, there could possibly be more vlogs later. That is the hope. We'll just kind of see how I do.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd like to do. And I'm going to continue doing data migration. When we started the stream, I had 4 different things up that were moving, and now it's down to 1, so it's finishing up.
That's good. Oh, Kepi's upside down.
But at this point, we've got, not to toot my own horn, I try not to be a tutor, but we've got a lot of things done. And Dan has a lot of things done, and things are looking pretty good. I know things right now in the thick of this can be like, oh God, Grandpa's gone crazy. But you have to trust me. We are very ahead on Stephen Plays. And like, some of you know this. Like, you were there for the first 20 stream. You know how far ahead we are in that. Like, we tried to match that with Morning Mario. We tried to match that with, like, the other content. We're trying to make sure that we're pushed far ahead so the vlogs seriously get a chance to be like, this is it. This is all you got to do. So we're trying to make everything get fixed in 2020.
For 2020.
Yeah. In 2020, it'll be better.
Yeah.
2019 was a good year, though. It was a little rough around the edges. But there's been years past that were far, far worse in terms of, like, work and exhaustion and things like that. So 2019 is actually better. And 2020 is going to be good for that. For 2020. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Also, thank you, Renee. I think streaming has been good for us, too. It's also been... What is the word I'm looking for? Cathartic? A release? It's streaming, especially breakfast stream, has been really, really good in terms of when I'm releasing content, and I'm just working on videos and stuff, and I don't know how you feel about this. You probably get this worse than I do because your projects take so long.
Yeah.
There is a desire, like, the reason I keep doing this, the reason I continue to produce videos 10 years on is feedback, right? And that's why I say you would feel this stronger than anyone else, is because you got the
takes you like weeks to make your thing before you give it to the world. So I'm, working on stuff, doing all this, putting stuff out, in wanting to get that feedback. And the reason I like streaming so much is that streaming is just, it's immediate feedback to the point where it's, especially a breakfast stream, it's like conversation. It's like a social interaction. You know what I mean? Like, when I put something on YouTube, what I really want to do at the core, when you strip everything away, is I want to communicate with the people that are watching the stuff that we're making. And that happens instantly here. And it's great. And it's such a, like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And it's actually like, it's legitimately helpful. Like it's a mental health boost, I think. Because when I'm working on a vlog or something, I'm working on a video, I'm really like pouring myself into it and like how am I going to do this right or whatever, and I put it out there and I'm like, what do you think? And maybe you don't think about creators doing that, but I assure you, I'm not the only one that does that. Everyone waits on bated breath. Like, you put it out there and you're like, well, what do you think? It doesn't matter if I do 1,000 videos in a year, I'm still like, what do you think? If I click on the comments and I'm like, well, what do you think? It's why vocal minorities can stick out to creators, is because they're creating for the audience, and they're going to be looking at what the audience says, and if even if it's like a big percentage that is like, that was really good, if there is a small percentage that's like, I don't like how you did the thing, sometimes creators will fixate on that because they're looking for what people think. Thank you, Brandon. Did you know Sunshine is easy? I beat that game when I was 10. Appropriate music for this, too. Anyway.
Heavy.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I like this. Look up how to pronounce vehement. Is it vehement?
That's what I thought it was.
Vehemently? Like if you really dislike something? Vehemently? Is it not how you pronounce it? It's definitely how I've always pronounced that word. You pronounced it vehement last stream. Well, I definitely know it's not vehement. If I said that, I was probably crossing wires in my brain. Vehement. Okay, like Grandpa go to bed, Crenshaw. Chaz, but wait. Chaz. Alright, you know, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do one thing different, Chaz. Just one thing. I'm gonna take... I realized something recently. I didn't realize it, but like I was reminded of it. We didn't do any Q&As in 2019. And so I thought it might be nice to take like one question. I mean, we've been like, I guess, answering questions like all morning. That's what it is. But I thought maybe there would be like just one. You
should have cleared this with Chaz.
Shh, I'm clearing it right now. Why?
That's how I get you to do things, because
it'll be a quick answer. It'll be a quick answer. But I just, because we haven't done a Q&A, and I'm like, yeah, maybe we should, like very forwardly ask if there is like Bet Reagent says breakfast stream is literally a Q&A twice a week. Yeah. I mean, yes, but it's not. You have to admit, it's not actually quite the same. It's not quite the same. Elena PT has a great one. Let's go with Elena's favorite memory from 2019, and we'll just use that one.
I think one of my favorite days was April 5th.
We were in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
What happened April 5th?
Take a guess.
Oh, is that the Sujana hot? It was the hot water.
Yes, it was the hot water.
I'm trying to think of the Japanese name. I'm gonna embarrass myself if I just started putting syllables together because I'm like, I don't.
That was the first time we rode the bullet train.
I'm trying not to look at chat because I don't want to be spoiled.
Because you know chat's yelling at you. We rode the bullet train, and then, you know, we got to go in the hot water. And then we had a great dinner and, like, hanging out with friends and having great conversation. Chaz buying a giant bottle of sake.
What's it start with?
Oh.
Onsen. Onsen. That was a good day. That was a good day. That was not my favorite memory of 2019, but that was a good day. I was thinking, actually. I was trying to think.
You were thinking.
Are you surprised? I'm
right
offended.
Now, with how much sleep you've had?
Well,
yes.
I was thinking, you know, favorite memory of 2019. That's a great question. And then I was like, how am I going to answer that? I don't know. Obviously, like, the first thing my brain goes to is Japan. I was like, what big trips did I do this year? You know, obviously we did China recently, and then before that, the big one this year was Japan. Mm-hmm. Was it too many in one year? Yeah. But Japan, but I don't think the onsen is my favorite memory from 2019. But it was definitely probably the most memorable thing that happened on that Japan trip.
Yeah. That and karaoke were particularly good.
Gosh. My favorite memory, and this will just really put in perspective where our differing priorities on that trip were. I really enjoyed getting a chance to go from book off to book off. In
Japan?
Yeah, and like look for Japanese GameCube games. I like that. That's fun for me. I also really enjoyed it when me and you went off on our own and to the other Super Potato.
Yeah.
The one where the aisles are so tiny that I could not physically fit through them, and I'm like, what's going on? You know. Oh yeah, TRG Coliseum!
Yeah, that happened.
Thank you, Joker. Actually, I don't want to spit on all of my ChefCon friends. Be like, actually, Coliseum. Because it's hard to pick like a specific moment from Japan. I liked going and shopping for games because I like doing that. But yeah, Coliseum. One honestly, and I'll end with this. I promise, Chaz. Please don't fight me. One of my favorite things in 2019, hands down, was Coliseum, but very specifically, it was making the bumpers. That was a creative outlet that I haven't really had a chance to do. And while I get the freedom to do whatever I want on the vlogs, I'm not creating that sort of thing. Like, yeah. I can, you know, like, but that's not really what I'm doing. And to be put in a situation where it's like, hey, make like 25 of these, and like getting a chance to make all those mm-hmm. bumpers, that was like awesome. That was super awesome.
Intro.
In the sitcom intro, yeah. Like, I loved doing that because I got to stretch creative muscles and skill sets that, like, I don't normally get a chance to use, and I loved it. I just really, really loved that. That might be one of my favorite things for 2019. Thank you for reminding me that happened. It's been a busy year. Yeah. And also, there's been early rumblings of what the next Coliseum would be, and it was really nice for me personally to hear that one of the top priorities was bumpers. Like, to see that written out, mm-hmm. It was like, we gotta make sure we get these, and I'm just like, I'm so glad everyone liked them. I'm so glad that it's like they want that to be like a staple of what the Coliseum is.
Well, you know, we saw some of them, like, the first night after they were done, and then, like, you would show up the next morning and be like, here's more, and we'd all kind of, like, gather around the TV and watch them, and if someone wasn't there and they showed up later, we'd be like, we gotta show this person, and then we'd all watch them again so that person could see.
Honestly, the reason I think I liked it so much is that it really brought. Oh God, no, oh my God, and this is one of the many reasons Windows is a piece of garbage. I'm just saying, there's never a time where I'm using my computer where Mac OS comes up and is like, hey, I see that you're doing something, but like, there's an update and we're gonna shut down. And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because that's what Windows does. Windows is just like, hey, are you streaming? That's really cool.
Time to end the stream.
There's an update. And
Decoy Troy says Chaz forced Windows to have an update so Stephen would end the stream.
God. All right, real quick. Alerts. 100 bits from 605 Nina. Thank you, Nina. 145 bits from Coffee Cats. Thank you. Thank you both. Subscription from Harumph. And 500 bits from Risaka Gaming, who says, good morning, happy to see my best friend today. She had her little boy and 2 weeks early. Excited to meet little Atticus. Have a great day, you two. That's a great name. I love that name. And thank you for the bits, Risaka. All right, I've got to end the stream.
Before Windows restarts.
I moved, it came up and was like, you want to do this? And I'm like, God, no. So I hit the schedule. It's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Thank you, folks. What am I using the keyboard for? This is what this is for. Thank you, folks. Have a wonderful Thursday. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m., we finish Arise, A Simple Story. If you haven't watched it, it's currently saved on Twitch. I would recommend watching through the VOD. It's 3 hours if you get a chance. If not, you could join us tomorrow and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to watch it to understand what's going on, but it might make the experience more enjoyable. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. Have fun. Have a good day. Goodbye.